y'all. I have stories to tell from this week. Look at me not buying coffee for $9 every single day. We're making improvements, y'all. I'm kind of glad I dropped some of my friends because otherwise Christmas would have been really expensive this year. Hi. Hello. Welcome back to my witch obsession. And in today's Pick a Candle Holder reading, we will be asking the question, what do you need to hear? Now, I wanted to do this because I feel like I don't know, like something about the energy lately has just been making me feel like there is something that needs to be said, but like I feel like it's like not being said. So I was like, let me just go say it. But yeah, today in this reading we'll just be looking at, what's going on and what do you need to hear, some words of encouragement, maybe some advice, words of affirmation, whatever it may be. Today's reading is not going to be particularly long by any means, and if you care to listen as to why that is, then feel free to proceed to the ramble. But other than that, we have 3 piles here today, mostly because I could only find 3. There's only 3 of these at the store. If there was a 4th one, I would do 4 piles, please believe me. But we have a pile 1 with the pumpkin jack-o'-lantern. With pile 2 we have the ghost, and then with pile 3 we have the black cat. So if you've already chosen your pile, go ahead and proceed to your reading. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Timestamps are in the description box below. And if you would also like a personal reading from me, that is also down there in the description box. Other than that, see you at your reading. But if you'd like to sit and listen to me ramble for a little bit, then hi. Oh my gosh, you guys. So yesterday, for reference, right now it is like 1:30. It's like 1:40. And this is like, you're going to be seeing this the same day that I'm filming it. But basically what had happened was yesterday, my friends and I went to Universal Studios for Halloween Horror Nights. And it was so much fun, really overstimulating. Horror really isn't my thing, but I was like, they're going, I'm gonna go, it's gonna be fun. Did I get scared? Yes, I did, but whatever. Yeah, it was like a lot of fun and I really enjoyed it. And we got home at like 4 in the morning. And I didn't go to bed until like 6:30 in the morning. And then I got up at like 11, and I was considering not filming or posting today, but like I just like really didn't want to leave you guys hanging, so I decided to just do like a very laid back shorter reading. So that's what we're doing here today. And I feel like yesterday was very interesting because, and by the way, if you care to listen to these things more in depth, go do check out my Ramble channel, which is linked down below as well. Just if you like, want to listen more, because I don't want to take up too much time on this channel. But like generally speaking, I heard this song in the car yesterday and it was called Deja Vu. And it was by Post Malone and Justin Bieber. It's a pretty old song, looking at it, and I'm pretty late to the game. Tell me down below if you've heard of that song, but I loved it so much. Something about that song really just like, I don't know what it was. It like made me bawl my eyes out. I cried while I was driving home a little bit, and then when I actually got home, I showered and cried more to the song, but like in a happy way, because like I don't know, like I just like I felt that immense wave of just gratitude and appreciation again, because like I genuinely feel supported, I genuinely feel at home again. I feel surrounded by love, so much so to a point where sometimes it like scares me, because like I don't know, you guys, like there was a time in my life, I'd say like last year around this same time, like the first thing I did when I opened my eyes in the morning was bawl my eyes out, like I used to just cry over and over last year because I was in so much pain emotionally. I felt so lost. I felt so like sad and heartbroken. I felt so misguided, and all I really had was, and like I don't want to like turn this, I'm not trying to like turn this into a sob story or anything, but I'm kind of just trying to express it so that you can really understand the magnitude of how I feel, of like going from waking up every day and crying to like genuinely feeling loved and genuinely feeling like things are working out for the best. And like it's like I don't really crave pity for it or anymore, or I don't really want. And the reason I say that is because yesterday I was talking to my friend about it while we were driving, and she was telling me about something, and like she was telling me about her ex, and that a lot of what she said about her ex heavily reminded me of my ex. And she a Taurus moon too, so she knows the vibes, you guys. But I don't know what it was, but when she was telling me how it made her feel, like she said, she described it so perfectly. I was like flabbergasted. I was like, I never would have thought to explain it that way. It was just so simple yet so like accurate. She said it genuinely felt like I was going crazy. And that's exactly how I felt. And upon hearing her say that, it like really hurt me, because I used to want someone to understand what it is that I went through or how it felt, but I completely disregarded the fact that somebody understanding would probably solicit them having gone through it themselves. And it really hurt me that she went through that. It really I don't know, you guys, like I don't know what that feeling was, but I genuinely just felt so much like, I don't know, I just felt for her. I just like, I don't know. And I realized that it really was never about being understood. It was never, sorry, my nose is like stuffy. I did get kind of emotional, but like we ain't crying around here. But I just, I got like kind of freaked out by it, like I felt really bad. But peace, like I genuinely feel like I have my peace back. I genuinely feel like I'm worth it, you guys. Like I genuinely feel like I'm worth the hassle, at least from myself. Let me tell y'all what I did. So there was this guy that I was like friends with, but like I don't know, like I was hoping for more, and he just like really, when I met him, he kind of dumped all of his problems on me, and he put me through a lot despite the fact that we hadn't known each other for that long. And the night before last night, he texted me, and he was like, "Hey, I know it's been a while, and I just wanted to say I hope you're doing well." And honestly, you guys, like I literally replied and I said, "Please don't ever talk to me ever again." And I blocked him, because honestly, he really did take away my peace, and he interrupted my peace, and I never want to be around people like that again. People that are like, I don't know what I mean by this, but just like people who will bog me down, and people who will drag me to a place that I've already visited because they don't want to be alone, but they aren't willing to do it together. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like they don't want like to be together. They just don't want to be alone. Do you get what I'm saying? Like there's like a difference between wanting somebody in your life genuinely versus not wanting to be alone. I really hope you guys can understand what that means, because like I feel like on paper, like I could sound like a bad person, but like genuinely, like I'm not okay with that anymore. Like I'm not okay with people going through things and them dragging me into it and throwing me around because they simply don't know how to just think for themselves and to just like move forward in their own life without making other people around them genuinely just feel like garbage. And that happened to me last year. literally around the same exact time. And like I just thought to myself, I was like, it's just not happening again. Like, I'm sorry, but like you have to go through that by yourself, or like you have to find somebody else that's willing to deal with that with you, because like I'm just like not the one. Like I swear, like I can't do it anymore. Like it's costs me my peace, and that is way too expensive. And but like I guess what I'm trying to say by expressing this kind of anger is by like realizing that I genuinely feel worth it again. You know, I genuinely feel like my peace is something worth protecting. It's something that is more valuable than what some other people are bringing to the table, you know? I don't know how to describe it, but like I just hope you guys know that like your peace is just as like priceless and invaluable and precious. And I hope that I can extend that to you guys. And I just want you to know, like, I hope you find peace here. I love you guys so much, and I'm so appreciative of you guys. And that's honestly why I kind of wanted to talk to you guys today, or like do this reading, because I was like, oh, I really want to hang out with my friends. But yeah, like I said, if you want to listen more about this, I'll be posting on my Ramble channel, kind of like a extended version of it on there. Not to like shove it down your throat or anything. I'm not like, you don't have to subscribe or anything, but it's just like if you want to listen in, you know? But yeah, I'll see you at your reading. Thank you for listening. Hello, pile one. If you chose the jack-o'-lantern, then this is going to be your reading for what do you need to hear? At least the time that you have found this video. So today we're just going to get straight into the tarot. I just wanted to do tarot cards today. Keep it very old school. Kind of just keep it stripped back. You know, like I said, this isn't going to, or at least I don't intend it to be that long of a reading. Mostly because I don't have much time and I only have energy to do a little bit, but like I still wanted to spend time with you guys and to do something. But yeah. I hope you guys are doing well. I feel like October has been a lot, and it's only like what, the 6th? Like, girl, bye. Why is October running up on us right now? And don't even pull up being like, it's eclipse season. Like, girl, I do not care what it is. I don't care if what season it is. I don't care if it's spring, fall, summer, eclipse season. I don't care what it is. Ain't no way October's gonna pull up, guns blazing, like Braveheart. Anyways, today we're using the Beauty Tarot. I don't know why I'm using this deck, but like I had it and I was like, I want to use this deck. What does pile 1 need to hear? What does pile 1 need to hear? By the way, I do not like reading this deck in reversals because of the way the cards are designed, so everything will be read upright. Okay. Like, see what I mean? Like, this just like, it just doesn't look correct to me. I'm just like not in the mood. Okay, so I'm gonna pull a few cards here. We have 6 of Swords. We have 8 of Cups. Knight of Cups. 7 of Swords. And then we have Justice. Queen of Pentacles. 9 of Cups. And then we have Death. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have Temperance. So, in terms of signs, we do have Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. We have some water, we have some air, and we have some earth. But something about this reading just really makes me feel like you have started a new adventure in your life. And there's something about it that seems very, like, I don't know why, but the word insatiable is in my head. Like, there's something about the way that you want to live that just, like, it's so fantastic. It's, like, insatiable, you know? Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, basically what I'm trying to say here is that it seems as if though you're moving on from something, because with the Justice card, 6 of Swords, and 8 of Cups, it's very obvious that there was a way of living, or there was something about your lifestyle, especially in regards to your emotional well-being and your relationships, particularly maybe your romantic ones for some of you. And just in general, it could also deal with your career and finances with the Queen of Pentacles being here. But like, I'd say those are all just very like vague, generic examples. The gist of it is that I feel like you guys were dissatisfied with some part of your life, and you knew deep down, or even like you just felt it and knew that it was not for you, or that it was unfair to you or somebody else even. So I feel like consequently, with the Eight of Cups, you're embarking on this new journey, and I don't know why, but like I get a lot of like anxiety from it with the Six of Swords. I don't know. Like I don't mean to sit here and be like, oh, like you're like all anxious and stuff like that, like you're about to like, I don't know, like throw up. But more so in a way that it's just, when you're going through uncharted territory, it can be very nerve wracking, and it's one that's like high risk, high reward. And with the Seven of Swords, I do think that right now you guys are probably moving in silence, or you guys are not being overly, what's the word? Like you're not disclosing too much, or you are being very stealthy. And there's something, the word discrepancy is in my head. I don't know what that could mean, but what I'm trying to say here is that I feel like you guys are silently detaching from a lifestyle, a relationship, something that was causing you a lot of dismay. And I feel like as a result, sorry, my stomach's like freaking acting up right now. I'm like dying. But just kidding. But I feel like with the death card, I definitely do think that right now, like, it makes me think of like when something is taken out of your life, it is replaced, or it makes me think of like regeneration, like when you cut off a sea star's limb, it grows back, and then that limb turns into another sea star, and I feel like that's kind of what's going on with you, I just feel like your energy is expanding, and I feel like some part of you is growing back and something else is being born from it, obviously that's like the meaning of the death card. But I feel like with the Nine of Cups, it's just like the reason I kept thinking of the word insatiable is because this is like, girl, look at her, she's going in on this apple. It's just an apple, and she's like, girl, this is good, you know what I'm saying? And anyways, I just like, I just feel like there is something that you're embarking on, and there's something that you are inviting into your life that just like brings you a lot of pleasure, stability, and it feels more fair, it just feels more appropriate, it doesn't feel like you are doing yourself wrong. Because I do think that for a while with the Temperance card, I do think that you were living in a way that was, like I said, just not satisfying, And I think that right now, nothing major is really going on in your life. I think that you are in the middle of going through the changes, Like, it's like, I feel like in terms of change, the biggest parts are the beginning and the end of it. The middle of it is not so much, I feel like a lot of you guys are probably in a flow state right now, to where you're just kind of moving about your life very calmly, and you're kind of just like, going through the motions, dealing with things day by day. And it's very obvious that you have moved on from a period of your life, or like, I know I keep saying that too, like I feel like I keep mentioning that like you're moving on from something, but I can't like put enough emphasis on that, because it's just so important to keep reiterating that like this was in the name of getting away from something that like wasn't serving you, and it's in the name of heading towards something that does serve you, And I do feel like what I'm trying to say here also is that there's a lot of like just take your time, and enjoy the view. It's making me think of this scene, or not scene, but I watched this performance by Adele, and it was her one night only and she performed Love is a Game. And in the last bit of the song, during like the instrumental, she said like, here's the biggest thing I've learned in sorting all of this out, is just like, you can't control bloody anything, so just go with that, have a laugh, and enjoy all of it, and sit with it and whatnot. And I just feel like that's so you right now. Like, I feel like, don't stress too much about the destination. Don't stress too much about where you're coming from. Just know that right now you're on the move, you're doing what's possible, and you should enjoy the ride there and have as much fun as you can. Because I feel like ultimately I don't know, like they always say that when you get what you want, it comes with new responsibilities, or it comes with new restrictions, like, like when you get the job of your dreams, it's like, you got the job of your dreams, but it's just like, it's a lot of work, like you meet the person of your dreams, but like when you meet the person of your dreams, like it's tests, like there are tests to be tested. And I feel like this is so you right now, in the sense that like I don't know, like I really do feel like it's true. It's so I kind of find it cliche or kind of like corny, but it really is true, And I don't mean this in a way like I'm trying to take away the luster of where you are trying to head towards, but more so in a way that like it is exactly what you want, but also the journey, it plays a huge part in it, I feel like, when you look back, you'll see the path that you paved to get there. So I just feel like you should make it a pretty path, if you know what I'm saying, And I don't know how that will come off, but I just like, I really feel like you should enjoy the smaller things right now. And I think that you should take it easy. Like, I'm like looking at this Eight of Cups, and the way she's just like, she's clearly moving away from something. She has her bags packed, she's getting away from something, but she's also looking off, she's enjoying the view, she's having fun, and she's just like, she's done up, she's enjoying the journey. And it's obvious that like, I almost wonder if you guys did listen to the ramble, like you absolutely don't have to, but in it I said that like I chose my peace, even if that meant like hurting other people's feelings, or even if it meant causing a little bit of extra destruction, and I almost wonder if that's you guys, like not saying that like y'all cause destruction or hurt people, but what I'm trying to say here is that with the Knight of Cups, it's obvious that you guys have been following your heart, and you guys have been doing what feels right, at least to you, at least in terms of your stability, your happiness, and your wishes, with the Nine of Cups and Queen of Pentacles. And I think that with the Death card, it's caused you a lot of changes, and it's caused you a lot of growing pains. And I just want to say, Pile 1, like, I'm really proud of you, and you should just know that, like, you're going somewhere really beautiful right now, but don't forget that the journey there can also be beautiful. Okay, I think I'm just going to sum up your reading, Pile 1, by saying that it's very obvious that you have been through some things, and I think that right now, like, you're just in a very tame energy of where you're kind of just, like, treading a path alone and kind of, like, dealing with things as you go. And I think that you should just take your time with it. Don't try to expedite anything. Don't try to take any shortcuts. Just allow yourself to move, enjoy the ride. It makes me think of like a long car ride. And instead of like, looking at your phone, being all like, like bored and stuff, it's just like, like take a really nice nap, listen to some music, roll down your window and feel the air, I don't know. It's just like, I don't mean to sound overly philosophical or however you say it, or like too philosophy oriented, but it's just like truly like, I feel like you're doing really well for yourself right now. And I don't think that anything that I said is like anything that you don't know of. I think that you have already like gone about all of this, and I think that you have already kind of admitted these things to yourself or addressed them. And I just want to say like props to you. It's clear that you have done crazy amounts of work on yourself. No one, like for some of you guys, like I feel like you guys were like mostly alone on it. You guys are truly formidable, and that you guys are really like honing your energy right now. Don't worry, like as long as you follow your heart and you move with compassion for yourself and the things around you, your wishes will be fulfilled 100%. And it's just like, but don't be afraid to take breaks. That's all I have for you, Pile 1. Thank you so much for watching. I hope the reading resonated, and if it did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like a personal reading from me, I do offer those in my Etsy shop, which will be linked down below. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Again, I love you. Bye. Hello, Pile 2. If you chose the Ghost, this is going to be your reading for What Do You Need to Hear? Well, let me like get it in frame. So, yeah, today's reading, we're just gonna get straight into the tarot and just do tarot cards. It's not gonna be a very long reading by any means compared to my other videos, so I hope you guys don't mind. But it's just like, I don't know, like I'm kind of like tired from yesterday, and like it's just like I don't know, but I still wanted to spend time with you guys, so here we are. Oh my gosh, I was doing pile one's reading and my stomach made a guest appearance and it just started making noises. So I hope pile one doesn't get mad at me, and if they do, like, I'm just gonna have to, like, I don't know what I'm gonna have to do actually. Like, I don't know what to do. But I hope they, like, didn't hear it, even though my mic's, like, really sensitive. Like, I feel like my mic is like a parent. You know, like, when you, like, scream at the top of your lungs, it doesn't hear you. But when you, like, mutter under your breath, it picked up everything that you just said in, like, 4K. Or, like, whatever you want to say. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I just feel like that's kind of disrespectful. And I'm just, I don't know if I particularly appreciate that. But it is what it is. And at the end of the day, like, we just have to move on, I guess. I guess. Anyways, what does pile 2 need to hear? 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 Okay. What does pile 2 need to hear? Okay. Alright. I'll pull the rest. So, as you can see, we have the 7 of Cups. Actually, I'm gonna, like, put the... I wanted it to, like, you know, anyways. 7 of Wands. The Lovers. The Empress. We have King of Wands. And then we have 2 of Wands. We have 2 of Swords. We have 10 of Pentacles. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Fool. Anyways, so right off the bat with the Empress and the Lovers, for some of you guys, like, a relationship could be involved. Perhaps, like, a marriage or pregnancy could be of concern just because of the nature of the Empress card. But, like, that doesn't have to resonate at all whatsoever. But above all else, when I think of pregnancy, I think of new beginnings and I think of suspense because, like, it's just, like, obviously I'm not a woman and I will never have to give birth. I've never given birth, like, you know, but, like, from my perspective, my personal perspective, I just feel like it's one of those things where it's like you can prepare for, like, you know, anyone can prepare for a baby for 9 months, but I just feel like it's one of those things that even when it does happen, like, you aren't that ready, you know? And I guess what I'm trying to say with that is I just feel like right now with the 7 of Wands and 7 of Cups, I also think it's interesting that we pulled 2 2s and 2 7s. So those could be very significant numbers to you. But aside from that, I just feel like there's something about your life right now that seems like you're in a waiting period or you are preparing for something, especially with the 7 of Cups and 2 of Swords. And maybe with the 10 of Pentacles, it could be in regards to your finances or it could be in regards to your family. And like I said, it could be with your relationship. Maybe with the King of Wands, it could, like, this could be that energy of, like, the relationship, you know? So, like, if you are dealing with another person, I feel like they could radiate, like, that fire sign energy, you know, like, very flamboyant, very kind of, like, you know, assertive, a visionary, creativity. But, you know, if that doesn't resonate, I just feel like the King of Wands embodies this vibe of, like, right now, I do think that you're in the midst of embracing your own creativity, embracing your own go-getter energy, and seeing what's out there for you. I do think that with the Fool card, like I said, I just think that you guys are in the midst of, like, it makes me think of, like, starting up the car for a big road trip, you know? I just feel like you guys are about to embark on a huge commitment, or you guys are about to kind of make a decision that is very important and very, like, it changes things, you know? Like, I feel like there's some decisions that you want to make that maybe can't be, like, necessarily undone, you know? Like, you can't undo a child, you know? Like, once, like, the child starts existing, you can't just the child, like, it's not gonna go anywhere, you guys. Oh my gosh, I remember I saw this clip of Kim K and she was like, no offense, you guys, but, like, marriages come and go, but a baby, you can't go back from that. And she starts, like, laughing really crazy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Kim K, I didn't know she had it in her. But you know, with the Two of Wands and the Two of Swords, I do think that right now, like, you're kind of stuck in between, like you're at a crossroads right now. I think that right now, like, you have a lot of important decisions to make, and I feel like said decisions, the reason why that they are like so important is because I feel like it will really impact your life. You know, like, obviously, you know, like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, like, you're gonna make a choice, it's gonna change your life. But like, what I'm trying to say here is that there's a lot of thinking and there's a lot of factors that obviously go into the decisions that you need to make right now in regards to the longevity of your future and the people that are associated with you. And it's just like, it's obvious that you've been thinking about it, and it's obvious that you have been considering it in a way that's like, okay, if I do this, then this will happen, but if I don't do this, then it will not happen, you know. I don't know why pregnancy keeps coming up like that, but you know, but like, I feel like it could just be like a huge metaphor, you know, because like, I've watched videos on like women and like them deciding to have kids, and it's just like, you know, they don't have their whole lives to decide to have children, you know. I feel like that's anyone, you know, like, there's just a certain point where like, it's just not ideal to have kids anymore, like, whether it be age, new medical conditions, and stuff like that, you know. It applies to guys too, and I wish people would talk about it more, like, in this, I don't know, you guys, like, that's just a whole other topic that we will have to hash out later. But like, basically what I'm trying to say here is that it's very obvious that the decisions that you need to make right now and how you're trying to go about your life is very time sensitive. And I almost wonder if you guys are stressing yourselves out about it. Like, I feel like whenever I pull the Two of Swords in readings now, it indicates a lot of stress. Like, honestly, like, even more stress than the Eight of Swords and like the Ten of Swords, you know? And the Nine of Swords. And the reason I say that is because like, when I do readings for clients and stuff, like, the Two of Swords like follows them. Like, they're always like, oh my gosh, like, the Two of Swords again. I'm like, yep, you know it. And it's just that sense of like, yeah, like, the Two of Swords is always following those that are stuck within it, you know. Like, I feel like the Eight of Swords, like, you pull here and there, same with the Nine of Swords, but I feel like the Two of Swords is just like this like perpetual energy of being super frustrating and super like, in like, just, you know what I'm saying, like, it's just like a loss for words, you know. Especially with the Seven of Cups, I feel like that's just emphasized. This could suggest overthinking, or kind of just like going over all the possibilities and further like digging yourself into confusion and not understanding how to move about your life right now. And you know, I guess what I'm trying to say here is that obviously you may not have as much time as you think you do, or like, obviously I feel like the things that you need to do right now or the choices that you want to make are very time sensitive, and that is completely understandable. But I also just feel like, I don't know what it is, but I keep getting this vibe of like, it's better to get your foot in the door last minute with a surefire decision than to try and make a decision just for the sake of making a decision. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, if it's time's up, then it simply just wasn't meant to be, you know? And obviously, like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, like, you know, like, just because, like, you know, especially with like the nature of these things that you want to decide on, you know, in regards to your family, your relationships, your finances, and just like the overall future and health of your career, and you know, like, your long-term financial goals and your visions for yourself, you know, and where you want to be. It's obvious that like, all of these things are inadvertently impacted by what you're doing right now, even at like a very like microscopic level. And I just want to say, Pyle, to like, you're capable of moving through this time of your life with grace and with finesse. I just think that you need to stop thinking about it so much, because it makes me think of like, when you're going upstairs. Like, if you, I don't know what it is, you guys, but when you're going upstairs and you like look at the stairs and you start thinking too hard about the fact that you're going upstairs, like, I feel like you just like trip. I don't know if that's just me, but like, that's how I be. And the reason I'm mentioning that is like, I feel like when you're a little bit more zoned out when you're walking upstairs, like, it's just like, it's more fluid, it's less clunky, you're like not as much in danger. Oh my gosh, yesterday, if you listen to the ramble, I went to Universal, and like, there was like 5 million stairs. Like, girl, like, this was like, I've only like, I felt like I was in a fairy tale, like, Journey of 1,000 Steps. I was like, girl, like, get this out of my face. I should have taken the escalator, but I was like too prideful about it. But I think I'm just gonna sum up your reading pile too by saying that I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, like, you know, take your time, you know, like, even though like there is very much a time limit, but also just like, you need to stop overthinking every little thing that you do right now. You need to stop like obsessing over the results of every little thing and how the future is going to be, because ultimately the future is still in the future. You know, tomorrow isn't until tomorrow. So you may as well make the best of today, and you may as well do what is possible today to ensure yourself a clean slate for the next day, you know, and you can move about it. I remember I saw this this is so silly, but I saw this Boondocks clip on YouTube, and like I forgot their names, but the kid was like, "Grandpa, what do you do when you can't do nothing, but there's nothing you can do," or something like that. And he turns around and he says, "You do what you can." And I just feel like that's so you, honestly, Pile 2. It's just like, do what you can right now, and the decisions that you need to make will become very evident, you know? And like, obviously not to sound cliche and not to like disrespect your like emphasis on timing and, you know, like how things work out and stuff like that, but it's just like, I can tell with the Fool card and just like this reading in general, especially with the King of Wands, like it's clear you're very quick on your feet and you're very good at making decisions on the fly, and you're very good at getting yourself out of like high stress situations or like very sticky situations. It's just like, trust yourself and understand that even if something does go down, like you'll be there to bail yourself out. And it's just like, you really don't deserve to stress yourself out. You really don't deserve to panic over every little thing, because ultimately things are going to work out anyways, whether you see it or not. Even if it only happens last minute, it'll still happen, you know? So it's just like, move about your relationships, move about your visions, and move about your goals with finesse and grace, because you are fully capable of doing so. You're just thinking too much about the steps that you're taking. So yeah, that's all I have for you, Pile 2. Thank you so much for watching. I hope the reading resonated, and if it did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like a personal reading from me, I do offer those in my Etsy shop, which will be linked down below. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Again, I love you. Bye. Hello, Pile 3. If you chose the black cat, this is going to be your reading for What Do You Need to Hear? So today's reading, we're going to just hop straight into the tarot. As I mentioned, if you didn't hear in the beginning, today's reading is not going to be particularly long, just because like I'm like really tired from yesterday and stuff like that. And you know, like I still wanted to spend time with you guys, so I thought I would just compromise just by like kind of like, you know, cutting back and stuff like that. But yeah. My stomach was acting up in Pile 1, but then it like calmed down in Pile 2, so I'm hoping it stays that way, because I was not expecting this guest appearance. Like, is this like a TV show? But yeah, I hope you guys have been okay. I hope you guys have been regulating yourselves. Me personally, I've been going outside more, because sunlight has been fixing a lot of my problems. Especially because I don't go out to get coffee anymore, or like as much as I used to. It's like that's a little less sunlight, you know? But yeah. Anyways. One more riffle shuffle. What does Pile 3 need to hear? What does Pile 3 need to hear? My stomach just made a noise. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Oh wow. What does Pile 3 need to hear? Girl, bye. Why is this deck getting in our face right now? Do you see this? Okay. I'm gonna pull the rest of the cards, because that's what I've been doing. So for your cards, we have Knight of Wands. We have Five of Wands. The High Priestess. Can you see my reflection? Can you see me? The card? Anyways. Then we have the Devil. And we have the Fool. And let me pull the rest of the cards. We also have the Hermit. We have Four of Pentacles, and we have Knight of Pentacles. So, and then on the bottom of the deck, we have Page of Cups. Is there hair in the deck? Girl, bye. Stop. We do not get down like that around here. But anyways, so right off the bat, we have Capricorn and Virgo energy. We do have some earth, some fire, we just have earth and fire and then some water with the Page of Cups. But, those could be relevant signs. They absolutely do not have to be, but it's just about those energies. But the Devil card says a lot here because I just feel like with the Hermit card, I feel like a lot of these cards like go hand in hand together. Like this, like, so, okay, here's my thought process. With the High Priestess, the Devil card, it's obvious that like a general umbrella theme in your life right now is that I feel like there are decisions being made that somebody knows are not good, or there are just bad habits or overindulgence being practiced, or over frugality. Like there just seems to be like this imbalance in the distribution and what's the word, like the distribution and the use of energy. And with the Four of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles, honestly, there seems to be an emphasis on like the financial aspect. I feel like maybe some of you guys could be either A, spending too much, or B, spending too little. And not to say like, oh, spending too little, like you need to spend more money, but more in the sense that like you're cutting back on other aspects of your life that require you to spend more. It makes me think of like you're not eating because you don't want to spend money, or like you're not like, like things like that. And I don't like, I'm not trying to sit here and tell you how to manage your finances, but it's just obvious that with the High Priestess card, like, irregardless of what anyone else says, it's just obvious that you yourself know that there is something, or there is just a lack of balance in regards to your resources and how you go about them, especially with the Five of Wands. And I think that with the Knight of Wands, I think it's interesting because I feel like the Knight of Wands and Four of Pentacles are very like polarizing, or they're kind of like opposites. The Nine of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, I feel like, are like literal opposites. So I just feel like there is a lot of like tension in this reading, and I feel like maybe you guys have been feeling a little bit like at odds with yourself, especially with the Hermit card. I feel like maybe you guys have been in hermit mode, or you guys have been just kind of like keeping to yourself, or you guys have been feeling a little bit detached from the current circumstances because you're kind of battling with inner demons, or you're just like, not inner demons, but like, for some of you it could be that way. But I just like, generally speaking here, I just think that you guys are in the midst of dealing with a lot of like emotions, and you're dealing with a lot of like new things coming in with the Page of Cups and the Fool card. And I just feel like you guys are like, I keep saying it, but like at odds with yourself, like you want to do this thing, like you want to like, so like the Nine of Pentacles is giving me like, you want to be more conservative, you want to be more, reserved, and more like, like stockpiling and saving resources, and like building up, like it makes me think of like Knight of Pentacles is about wanting to save money, but Knight of Wands is about like, wanting to spend more money, and I obviously like, it doesn't have to be just about money. That's just the theme that I'm picking up on. But if anything, just apply that as a metaphor for other things in your life that have been lacking that balance, and that lacking that kind of like the balance that brings you that inner satisfaction, and that like knowing that you are managing things well and that you are getting the hold of things. But I just want to say pile 3 with the Page of Cups, the Fool card, and yeah, that's it. Like, I was gonna say the Five of Wands, but honestly not really. I feel like with the Page of Cups and the Fool card, it's obvious that like right now, like you're probably in the midst of embarking on a lot of new journeys in your life. Like I feel like a lot of new beginnings have started in your life, and it's obviously caused like, it's just like, yes, it's a new beginning, and it's exciting, it's fun, and I can tell that you're diving headfirst into it. But at the same time, I feel like with new beginnings comes new issues and new predicaments. And I just want to say, pile 3, I just feel like you are like micromanaging yourself a little bit too much, or you are like, I feel like there are some areas of your life where you are putting way too much pressure, and you are like over analyzing, but then there are other areas of your life where you are not paying attention at all. And I feel like this could be like you're over nitpicking in like maybe like the material world, but then you're kind of like not really paying attention too much in the emotional department. So it's just like this huge imbalance, and like once again, like the distribution of your resources, your energy. And I don't want to sit here and just like diagnose the problem and not like give you kind of some pointers as to how you can kind of like, fix it, or like, at least provide a solution. But basically, I just think that with the High Priestess card, I feel like you already know. I feel like there's just like a gut feeling that you always get when you're trying to make decisions. But it's just like, it seems as if though with the Devil card, you deliberately ignore it, or you like, with the Devil card, like, it's just like you deliberately ignore it, or you just like don't practice the discipline, And I know that can come off a little bit harsh, but like truthfully, I just think that you really know better. Like, this is a lot of smart energy, like Capricorn and Virgo is just like a very like, that's a very refined energy, and it's obvious that you are very like materially and like very educated in the earthly realm, in regards to your physical body, and like how things make you feel, how your body interacts with the world, in finances, It's very obvious you're extremely competent in these areas, and it's just like you're outright ignoring them, or you are just allowing other things to take your focus away from these things, so that it kind of like causes this thing where you don't really focus on, like, it just like distracts you, Like, I feel like with the Five of Wands, like, you guys are very distracted right now. And because of that, I just feel like it's very hard to kind of understand that, like, the management of your resources right now could really like change the way that your future comes up, and like how this new beginning goes for you. So I feel like above all else, pile 3, what I'm trying to say here is that invest into yourself right now, in like do whatever you can to practice discipline and to invest in yourself. You have to fight the urges, and you have to fight like this overindulgence, or you have to like fight these feelings that probably were taught to you or instilled into you, like with the Devil card. And it's just like, it doesn't even matter like the source of like these kind of behaviors. What I'm trying to say here is that like I can tell that you guys literally just know better, and you're not really like applying that, And I don't want that to come off like in a rude way, like, once again, but I just feel like with the nature of this energy, like, you guys would appreciate me being more blunt with you guys. And it's just like, you really don't need to be out here like not listening to your intuition and disregarding some aspects of your life that have a direct impact on your well-being, especially emotionally, with the Page of Cups. I feel like the fact that the Page of Cups is the only Cups card here speaks volumes as to what's going up on here, Like, I just think that with the Page of Cups, like right now, like maybe you're living a little bit intuitively, but above all else, pile 3, just know that like a lot of little surprises are going to come up into your life, and it's really important that you kind of tackle your life with an organized perspective, or that you like have a really good plan of attack. And it's just like, I feel like this can make way for a lot of self-sabotage if you don't, because it's just like you won't know that good things are coming into your life. The Page of Cups is good things, like you won't know that like these exciting opportunities, perhaps romantic, will come into your life, or are literally in your life, in your face, because it's just like it's getting lost within the chaos and the kind of like disorganization of your life. It's like when you have like a really messy room, and then you get new things for it, like new decor, and it's just like it just gets lost in the rubble, and it's just like you can't really enjoy it now because it's lost within the rubble. So it's like, clean the room, and then you will be able to enjoy all the things you bring into it, because it will have a place. And I just feel like this also makes way for some extra stress with the Five of Wands, when it's just like all you need to do is just refine like how you react to things, like stop saying like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. It's just like, when it's here, just do it, And I don't mean that like, I don't know, like, it's just like I feel like a lot of talking and not a lot of doing. I think I'm just gonna sum up your reading, pile 3, by just saying like, yeah, like just, or did I already say I'm gonna sum it up? I guess I'm summing it up again. Be sure to go about your life right now with an organized plan of attack, because there are good things coming into your life, and you'll be able to incorporate these good things into your life to maximize them, and to bring more blessings into your life and attract more abundance, so that you don't have to live in this awkward position the way you are now in regards to how you expend your resources. And it's just like, on top of that, like with that clear head and like this organized, like with the structure that will be in your life, you will be able to deal with problems and practice discipline way more easily. It's just like, follow your gut and understand when it is time to stop, or understand when it is time to just take a second. But yeah, above all else, just know that there are a lot of new exciting beginnings coming towards you, especially in regards to your finances. But it's just like, you need to make sure that you're regulated so that you can take the opportunities and maximize them. But yeah, That's all I have for you, Pile 3. Thank you so much for watching. I hope the reading resonated, and if it did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like a personal reading from me, I do offer those in my Etsy shop, which will be linked down below. Other than that, thank you so much for watching again. I love you. Bye.